Phil, the sponsorship here at Newcastle seems to work well for you.
Yes, very well indeed. We're very pleased with the outcome so far.
What sort of people do you bring in here? I don't want you to be personal about them, but are they
very boisterous sometimes? No, mainly customers and people who we are talking to about doing some business with. And of course the Newcastle name helps when we're talking business up here.
And obviously it goes down better if they manage to win. Now, it hasn't quite worked out like that this afternoon, but there's been plenty of excitement.
Yes, tremendous game. I think they should pay Peter Shilton all the team's wages for what he did this afternoon.
The one particular save from Paul Goddard was a bit spectacular, wasn't it?
Yes, Shilton, I think, has proved in the last few years that he's the best in the country, and I don't think there's any doubt about that after today.
So after the match, you all come back in here, and is there talk about the game?
Well, we talk about the game. One or two talk about other teams in this region, but we like to keep it about Newcastle.
But you're happy with the way everything's going for you?
Yes, tremendous. Newcastle and the backup team here has been very good to us, and we feel that hopefully next season we'll be involved as well.
Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Brian, Allied Irish Bank customers in here today, and I should imagine there's been a fair amount of Guinness supped.
Yes, we've had a few pints of Guinness, Charles. It's been very enjoyable. In fact, the whole exercise has been very enjoyable. We got in about 1:30, and we sat about the bar, and we sort of tried to get through about half of it. We've got to pace ourselves in here. We get through half before the game, finish it off afterwards.
The people you've invited here are clients, customers, presumably?
Yes, mainly clients, some friends as well, and some prospective clients, hopefully. It's an exercise, a public relations exercise for us. We invite some of our clients to thank them for the support they've given us through the year, and invite some people whom we hope will become clients during the next 12 months, and people that can introduce some clients to us.
And will your company be repeating this?
Oh yes, I hope so, yes. We've done it now for, I think this is our 5th year, and we found it a very worthwhile exercise. So I would hope, subject to the finances being okay, that we'd repeat it again, you know.
And one or two youngsters in here, so it'll be nice for them if we get a few players coming in.
Yeah, that's an emotive subject, Charles. Yes, hopefully, you know, we by supporting the club, we hope to contribute to the finances of the club, and hopefully we'll be able to buy a few players and cultivate some of our own younger players as well for the future.
What did you all think of the game?
We thought it was a good game. Obviously, Peter Shilton was in magnificent form. I think he alone saved Derby and our old manager Arthur Cox from being beaten about 3 or 4-0, you know.
But you've had a good day, and it's still continuing?
Yes, and hopefully we'll continue for another while. Yes, it's been very enjoyable. We look forward to it every year.
Nice talking to you.
Thank you, Charles.
Peter, I'm not so sure many 38-year-olds can perform some of the things that you performed this afternoon.
Well, you know, I've been happy the way things have been going this season, form-wise, and I was just glad to, you know, keep a clean sheet for the return of the gaffer, you know, Arthur Cox. So I was pleased about that, really.
Paul Goddard was telling us that he got his first hat-trick, I think, against you, and might well have had one today.
Yes, well, lightning strikes twice sometimes, but it didn't today. But Paul had a few chances, but I just managed to keep him out today.
The one save that everyone's been talking about in here is the one from Goddard about 70th minute. It was unbelievable.
Well, you know, we do an exercise in training where we practice that sort of thing, and you occasionally have to make a double save, and it's happened today. So I suppose you put it down to hard work and a bit of training, really.
Arthur Cox came rushing out of the dugout at the end, and I think he planted a kiss. What did he say?
Yeah, I was a bit worried about that, actually, when but never seen the gaffer like that. That's another side of him. No, I think he was quite pleased with it. He even pinched my jersey at the end, so I don't know what he's going to do with that. We've got to get a new jersey, but he's such a great fella, and I've worked with him well this season, and I was pleased that at least we got a result out of the game for him.
Finally, Peter, what about 22,000 fans coming along to watch a game when the team's lost 4 on the trot? That's some support, isn't it?
Tremendous, yeah. I mean, the atmosphere was great, especially in the second half. And I mean, Newcastle fans are one of the best in the country anyway. Nearly as good as ours, actually. But it was great atmosphere, and at the end they gave a good round of applause. So I mean, it's what you expect really from Newcastle fans.
And would you like to come back here when you're 40?
Well, I just take every game as it comes. I just be glad to reach 40, you know. But no, my contract, you know, runs to that sort of time. So I expect to be playing. You know, I expect to be playing then. You never know. A bit beyond that, you never know.
Thanks very much indeed, Peter.
Okay, thanks.
Thank you.
We have with us this afternoon one of the stars in Newcastle, Paul Gascoigne, who's going to draw a ticket for the match ball.
326.
Oh, just past us. Far away.
Redraw. 326, somebody must have it.
No.
Gary, you keep a clean sheet and you don't get 3 points. That must be disappointing.
Very. It's the first clean sheet we've kept for quite a while. We created a lot of chances, but we failed to take them, and we paid the penalty with just a point instead of 3.
The atmosphere was pretty good out there today.
Very good. The crowd will earn us on. So we've just got to stick the ball in the back of the net, and hopefully we'll get the 3 points for the crowd.
Well, you're a young goalkeeper. Your opposite number, I think, is some 17 years older than you are, and obviously you could learn something from him.
Yeah, we performed magnificently today. He pulled off some great saves, and he kept them in the game and brought them upon back to Derby.
Did you say anything to him after the match?
He just said well played, and I said well played to him, and that's all really, you know. He knew he played well, so there's not much else you can say to him, you know.
Do you enjoy compiling the column in the Newcastle United programme?
I do. I mean, football's not all serious. It's nice to have a little laugh and a giggle during the week and wherever. And I'm sure the fans want to know how a footballer is just a normal person. He lives the same life as any normal person, and I'm sure they have a giggle and a laugh when they read the programme. And Jacko, you know, unless you're upset Jacko, he gets a bit of a cob on, but you know, I enjoy doing it. I'm sure the fans look forward to listening to it.
He livens up the training ground and the dressing room a bit, doesn't he, Peter?
Yes, anyway, this is John Bailey, he used to play for Newcastle. But I'd just like to pay a compliment to Johnny. He's a smashing fellow. When he's been out of the team, he's always the life and soul of the club, and he's a character in the game, and there's not many left. And as I say, he's one of the nicest lads I've met in football, is John. And the game is short of him, and he's just given me a tenner, and I wanted 20 really. But the game is short of characters, and Johnny's one. And he never gets his head down, and he's laughing a joke 7 days a week, and we all love him here, and he's part of the team, even though he's not in the team at the moment.
Wheel him back for the Everton game, perhaps?
Pardon? Well, no. The Everton game in 1995, maybe, but I hope he's back soon. He's a smashing chap, and he's a great player.
Thanks very much to both of you.
Thank you. Where's the extra tenner?
John, this must be the nicest part on a Saturday. If the result's gone reasonably well, relaxing after the game.
Yeah, it takes all the tension away from the week's work, especially if the result goes well. But if the result doesn't go well, it's a completely different situation. You just like to get home and put your feet up and forget about it, you know.
I suppose the result hasn't gone well, but the team played particularly well and deserved all 3 points.
Yeah, we bounced back well from last week. We didn't play well. We were under a bit of pressure, and we went and played well today. And if it had been less than a keeper than Peter Shilton, we probably would have won 3 or 4. But on the day, he pulled out all the stops, and that's probably why he's one of the best keepers in the world.
It must have been a nice occasion for you today, because you were close to former manager Arthur Cox, and it must have been nice to see him back up here.
Yeah, it was nice to see the ex-boss up. Got a great reception from the crowd, which was nice to see. He'll be going back to Derby very happy with a point. And it's a shame for us. We would have liked to have beat him, especially the lads who played under him. Would have liked to have sent him back packing, but that's the way football is. So he's pleased, and we're sort of unhappy.
Dick, not playing football anymore, but very much involved, and representing your company at St James's Park of all places.
Sure. I don't think I've missed a game here this season, and although the results haven't always gone Newcastle's way, the excitement is there, which keeps the customers happy. And my company find the box that we use for entertaining our customers very much money well spent.
Do you think the football we saw from Newcastle today was perhaps initially inspired by Arthur Cox and the good work carried on by his assistant William McFall?
I'm sure it is. Arthur has left a lot of good things at Newcastle when he left. He left them in a very healthy situation. He had the involvement from the crowd, which was the most important thing. And as long as the crowd's involved and coming through the turnstiles, it leaves the club in a situation where they can do something about adding new players or whatever.
Arthur, you came onto the field to a tremendous ovation, and I know you don't always show a lot of emotion, but that must have meant something to you.
Yeah, well, it's always nice to know that what you've contributed to the public is appreciated by the public, Charles, and that's their way of showing it, isn't it? Plus the fact that they always turn up in their numbers, don't they? And obviously the season which we were promoted here, I think the average gate was 30,000.
Arthur, it's very nice to see you back in the northeast, and I'm sure you enjoyed the reception you received from the crowd.
Thank you very much. Very nice.
Thank you. Is Mirandinha quite happy about these away trips, the long away trips?
Sí, sí hay problemas para fazer una viagem de tanto a Londres.
Não tem nenhum problema.
No problems at all.
It's a chance for him to catch up in his English lessons with Paul Gascoigne, isn't it?
Si tú puedes aprender más inglés de Gaza cuando estás en el tren.
It's very difficult because Gaza no English.
I think you
no speaking English.
What about fitness? Is he going to be okay?
Sí, tú estás 100% para jogar mañana.
De la contusão estou muito bem. De la parte física é que tenho que treinar pouco mais para chegar a 100%.
He says his hamstring's perfectly all right, and it's just getting his match fitness, but he'll do a little bit of training tomorrow and he'll be perfectly 100% fit.
Right, thanks very much. Okay, have a good trip. Paul, this is a chance for you to do your Professor Higgins act with Mirandinha on the trip down and teach him a bit of English.
Oh, well, I think he knows enough English now, you know. I think he's learned too much of us. In fact, to be honest, I think he speaks better English than me.
What about linking up with him on the field? Do you think you can pull off a surprise win?
Yeah, I should think so, you know. I think it's a lucky ground for us, you know. Was for Chris, so surely he scored 4 goals, yeah, you know. And I think if we can get in the right positions, we can obviously get the result. And Mir's feeling a bit sharper than he was, obviously, against Luton. He wasn't fit, and he's had a good week's training, and I think he'd do really well.
Watch out for Mark Dennis.
Mark Dennis, it's all right, there's no problem. I think, you know, I think we've been doing tactics just to watch out the way they play and the way us play, but I don't think he's going to cause any problem. He's had a bit of a bad luck.
What about a nice relaxed evening tonight? What will you do?
Tonight, a game of cards, I think, you know, and just relax and have a big crack on. Probably learn a bit of English off Mirandinha. But just a game of cards, I think, and a bit of Trivial Pursuit, and just concentrate on the game tomorrow. And hopefully when we wake up tomorrow, the lads will be buzzing.
Hope so, Paul, thanks.
All right, cheers. Thanks very much.
Glenn, another trip home?
Well, not really, Charles. I consider I'm leaving me home now. But as you say, it's a trip back to London. And I look forward to seeing my parents and my friends for a brief few minutes after the game, but then it's straight back home often. Although on this particular occasion I am staying down on Saturday night and travelling back with a friend the following day.
And of course you're playing on that accursed plastic pitch again.
That's right. Although I had a couple of seasons experience playing there myself, I know that the Rangers players dislike playing on it just as much as the opposition. The only thing is that they like is that they often get a good result on their own pitch. But if there was a vote among the Rangers players to get rid of the pitch, they would definitely throw it out. And they're going to get their way next year because they're going back to grass, which I think means they're finally admitting that is not the ideal surface to play professional football on.
So George, it's your responsibility to represent the team on this occasion. Will you be joined by other directors in the morning?
Oh yes, when I get to London I think there's 3 or 4 directors that will be joining the there'll be 2 joining me at the hotel, and there's another 2 will be joining me making the total up to 5 when we get to the game.
Well, you're the only one tonight that can go out and have a good time in London. The rest of all got to go to bed early.
Oh, I think if I'm not in bed by 10 o'clock, I'm a pumpkin. There's no way that I'll be doing any nightlife in London. I come here solely for the football. That's my total enjoyment, and that's all I look forward to.
And there you have it, a unique view of Newcastle United. But there are still one or two things you haven't seen. The St James's Suite, for a start. A plush meeting place for box holders. Just part of the redevelopment of this